Are you willing to end this conflict with Iran charging tolls for passage through the strait?
Us charging tolls?
Iran.
What about us charging tolls?
Is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them, right? Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of, oh, we're going to drop a couple of mines in the water, all right? No, we have a concept where we'll charge tolls. Yeah. I thought you meant us.
So as you know, we had the ceasefire last week, which is complete BS. The Iranians threw him a curveball because of the fact that he announced he was going to blow up their bridges and their power plants. So they started using human shields to man their bridges and power plants. Absolute insanity. They're a terrorist regime. Of course they're going to do that. So now we're caught in between this, with them trying to come up with narratives of how they agree to their demands and no, they agree to ours. It's all bullshit. And at the same time, all of this, you have the Saudis looking for alternative ways to ship the oil like this right here. So it's going to be an interesting week, I guess you can say. And if that's not bad enough, you have China going over shipping weapons to Iran that we're aware of. So they're our enemy. Of course that's going to happen. Anyway, on to the video. Enjoy. And we had trades going on during the week. Again, until I have the auto trader up, none of this really is going to make any sense. Here's a long that I had on silver, right with the break of support that I was looking for to go back up to the previous resistance point with the geopolitical mess going on. And, until we get the auto trader up, it's not going to make any sense. Here's a long on Bitcoin. I explain the factors of that. Again, we need the auto trader. So my partner is looking into it, and he'll give me an update as soon as he can find something. I mean, honestly, from this point, the auto trader has to happen because what I do has little impact. And it's not as useful until you can actually see the trades happen real time. The buys and the sells, like this buy on Bitcoin and the sell where I sold it in the 73 range and then went short and then targeting the 69 and under range from here. To take advantage of this, the auto trader will show the trades real time. And, you could see how I build my profits as it really happens, not with me just saying it, but the actual trades. So it's super imperative we get the auto trader going. And we're working on it. And that's the focus because my trades are fantastic and the profitability is just incredible. Anyway, on to this week's video. Be short. I'm going to save, because I've got family over this weekend, I'm going to save the inside fibs for next week so I can dedicate more time and be very exact and really I want clarity for educational purposes. So we'll save that for next week. And for this week, I'll just give you an update of what's going on in the marketplace. I'm more bearish on Bitcoin. I took a larger hedge over here. I went long actually here. As you know, this broke its with the ceasefire, and then I went short because we all know that the ceasefire is not going to last. The Iranians are not going to change their position. They are a messianic death cult, and that's very clear. So we're going to go back to messing them up, basically. And so they played the game with the human shields last week that threw Trump off, and now he looks like he's tried to do the good guy position and all of this, and it's just all smoke and mirrors, really. But you know where we stand on that. But anyway, I had the short from up here, and I'm looking for us to get back down to here and under, and that's currently where we stand. I've increased size on the hedge shorts, and as far as Bitcoin goes, as well, um, we also have silver, and you can see silver right here. You know my big long-term picture on this, but short-term, I'm thinking we'll pull back just because of the dynamics of the market. You know where we stand with the geopolitical situation. Um, but I've really not changed anything on this. I had one short again from up here. I traded it back down to the visual support. You can see the logic on this right here, um, here to there, and yeah, that was the last trade. Other than that, I'm just trading it over and over and over again. But most of my positions are to the long side, and I'm looking for the bigger pattern to go all the way back up to here. And that's not going to change. So I'm just basically waiting. Um, but a lot of nice trades. I've had a lot of nice trades, increasing the profitability on this. Outside of the hedges on Bitcoin, um, Metaplanet just added when we had the move down to the 181 area down here. You've seen the little that we drove, this spike that you said happened within like a minute. It was like not really tradable. But then again, I don't want to trade this range. I'm not interested in anything inside of here. I'm interested in when we get to numbers that go all the way back above here and above. Before I would ever think of taking any profits. So there's nothing for me to do but to buy and hold on Metaplanet. And you know that's my thinking on there. So I'm not doing any hedges on Metaplanet in this zone because those shorts that are in this, when they have to cover, they're going to spike it way up, and it's going to go not only to here, but it's going to go to numbers that are much higher. You know, that's my logic of what I'm looking for. There's so many gaps to fill on this. It's ridiculous. So this is my favorite, and I'm just buying and holding. Increased position, reduced size on Bitcoin, and increased it on Metaplanet because the bang for your buck is much better. So when Bitcoin does move to the upside, Metaplanet's going to move by a factor of 2 to 3 times more, is my thinking. So there's that. Outside of that, there's not much to really do. Ethereum, boring, as you know. Not much to really look at. I have hedge shorts on it, like what I did with Bitcoin, um, from levels all the way back up to here was the last one. And yeah, just basically waiting and watching. Um, and silver, we know the story on there. And oil will be interesting. It'll probably pump back up to the $100 range. Well, we'll see. We don't know. Saudi Arabia is finding alternate routes, and they're basically trying to divert away from the terrorist regime of Iran. Um, but they're going to lose power sooner or later. I mean, they might literally lose power if Trump takes out their power stations next. But it would be nice if he didn't tell them that he was going to do that, so they can have, young girls and women stand at the power stations as human shields for the Iranians. Ugh, crazy world we live in. But anyway, that's where we are. Nothing else. Dow Jones, it went down to the support level visually over here and bounced and is caught between this range right in here currently, and will probably break back down tomorrow. So we'll see. And that's where we're caught. Anyway, so next week we'll have the fibs Right this week, I'm caught with family and busy. So, to be continued, basically. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.